Today we're going to be taking a look at how we can design mobile apps using the Adobe XD. But before that, let's take a look what are the necessary steps to create a app or design an app. So before jumping into UI part or visual part of the app design, let's see what should you know before starting. So these are the very basic questions that you should ask yourself before jumping into app design. So why are we creating this app and what is the idea behind this? Okay, so who are the target audience? Okay, who is going to be using your app and what they do, what are their interests, what are their likings, what they don't like, what is uh, their journey, how they're gonna come to your app. You should be knowing before creating the app. Okay, you should visualize this into your mind or onto a paper or pencil, using pencil. Okay, then the next question is like, does your company or for anybody you creating an app, do they want some branding, do they have some uh, preset styles or guidelines, design guidelines? Okay, so you need to take care about that how you're gonna be integrating the design guidelines, your company's branding. Okay, so the next question is what platform is the app will be. Okay, so will it be for iOS or for Android? So you should be clear about it. And your company might say, okay, design an app for us, design a mobile app for us, but you can ask them that on what devices it will run. Okay, like it will be for mobile phone or mobile tablet or maybe Windows app, like desktop apps. Okay, so you can ask all these questions in the starting, so to be on a clearer side. All right, so next let's see what tools we can use. So there are a lot of tools that you can start designing with. So Sketch is very popular on the Mac, but this is a Mac only application, but you can buy it for one time only price, that is approximately 7,000, 4 to 5 something. Okay, so and we gonna be working with Adobe XD, and this is monthly 676 per month rupees. Okay, and there are, you can also start some app designing into Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator, which is the old way of doing it, but I'm not going to discuss the pricing for these. You can search on the net for that. There's one more app that I used to work on, which is Invision app or Invision Studio. So Invision app is like a cloud-based system, but Invision Studio is their latest software they released for to design mobile apps. Okay, but it's free for beginners. But if you want to get deeper into it and start working into it, you can buy the monthly plan, which is close to 746 per month. All right. So, but in this Adobe Studio, they have some animation controls like timelines, and there's some advanced interactions also. But I find Adobe XD much better because I already work in Adobe tools like Photoshop and Creative Cloud. I use all their Adobe apps. So why not to try this Adobe XD? So I started working in it, and I found the zoom when you're working in artboards in different documents, the zoom function is very smooth. So I kind of like it. Okay, so next is before jumping into app design, you should know like about your user, what your user is and what are their needs, why they come to your app and what they're gonna be doing into your app and what is their goals. Okay, so all this information you can collect and put it on a piece of paper. So basically all the information you gather about the user, it's called user persona or user story or roadmap, user roadmap. So okay, so you need to think about it. What is the user journey and user's roadmap, like from where he will come into your system, what things he's gonna be doing into your app or into your system, and what will be their goals, what they will achieve, and what will be their experiences. Okay, so you have to think about this. Design is all about thinking and design thinking. It's called design thinking. Before you make something, you have to think about it. Okay, and what will be the various use cases, like uh, let's say if user want to complete finish a goal, so what are the available options to the user. So okay, so let's say the next thing is what is the design process and what are the steps into our design process. Okay, so first thing is idea, like you should know what your app is gonna be doing and why you creating this. Then there might be some specifications, that special tasks or maybe special things that you want to specify, so you can write them down. Then next part is like you can create a sketch of your idea, that what user is going to be doing into your app. You can just sketch it out onto your paper, or maybe in computers we also make wireframes, but in that we make it very simple. Okay, I'll show you later on. And then we make a clickable prototype, a working prototype. And then sometimes the prototype is low fidelity, like a very minimal details. Sometimes we make it high fidelity, it is called with high details. But the goal of the prototype is just to see what your idea is and how it's working, and you can share it with friends or your clients or your company. Your manager, your director, they can check it out, that is it looking good, is it feasible or not. So that's you get feedback out of the prototype, preliminary prototype. And then if everything looks right and your company or your client is happy with the first basic functional prototype, then you can move into visual design. You can make the app look more polished, look more colorful, use realistic images and make it a good looking overall branding or design guidelines. So that's the polished version. Okay, the visual design. So we're gonna be doing this today. And then once you finish with this, then you give that design to your development team and they start developing the app. Okay, so that's our all process. All right, so now let's jump into our Adobe XD. So the persona looks like something like this. Okay, so the use of persona is to gather the information about your user, and you create a profile for a number of users who fall into that group. And from this persona you can always take a look at what are the your users goals, what are their personality, what your user wanted to do into your app. So you make a snapshot of a group of user into one persona. You can have multiple persona if there are different user groups, different kind of user into your app. So you can create one or two or three different personas. So but now we're gonna be taking this. Okay, so I've created something like something like this. If I show you, it's kind of a travel app. So when you start the app, it comes with a welcome screen, and you can slide right with multiple welcome screen, kind of onboarding screen. And if user clicks sign in, the form comes, user can fill in his email password and hit sign in. And if user is first time user, then he can register, email, password, confirm password, and so on. Alright, so let's see how we can create a travel app using the Adobe XD. So let's go to home and iPhone XS. Let's click on it. Alright, so you have a brand new artboard here. Alright, let's call it home. And what we want in our home. So we want some beautiful images onto our home. So before that, I'm going to draw a box here which is equal of my artboard. Okay, and I'm going to take this photo here and drop it onto. It automatically fits into the box that we draw. And I'm going to put it somewhere here. And what I want to call my app. So the best thing about XD is when you move your mouse in the artboard, it gives you the guidelines. Okay, so this is the center of the artboard. Okay, so when I click here, I can write something here, and I have to call my app solo. Let me change the font to something else. Unisense. Unisense. Port. I want to keep it white color. Maybe bold italics. I want to write word right or below this and make it bit smaller. It will be regular, not that much darker. Okay, and I can write some descriptive text here. Let's say I want to draw a paragraph kind of text, so I will just drag here. Explore new places with friends. Alright, so this will be our home for this app, and I just want to reduce the leading a little bit. That's okay. And I will name this solo. Explore new places with friends. Okay, and I want to make this a component. Why? Because components are easier to work with. Let's say I repeat this on 5 artboards, and when I want to change it, I will only change it one place, not on all the artboards. So that's the ease of working with components. To make a component, first I will make it, either you can click make component or hit command K on Mac, or on Windows the shortcut could be control K or something like that. Or there's one more way to make a component. You hit the asset panel, and in here you can just click add and give the name like solo rider heading. So when you make something a component in Adobe XD, it shows a diamond on the top left. Let me zoom a bit and show you. So this diamond, okay, it shows that this is the master component, and you can make copies of it, and it will be connected to this master, and if you make any changes in the master, it will be reflected in all the instances or in all the copies. How? Let's see. Okay, so I copied the artboard, and on the second artboard you see when I click on this component, this diamond is hollow. Okay, and when I see on the first one, this is green. So this shows that this is the original and this is the copy. Alright, so the benefit is when I edit something on the original, it gets reflected on the copy also. So let's say if I change the font of my entire title, it will be reflected on the others also. Cool. Alright, So let me remove this for a moment and let's work on the first screen. So when a user comes onto the first screen, on the home screen, what I want him to do is either get into the app if he has a sign in. So let's create a sign in button very simply. Alright, let's make it 250 by 50. That's too much orange. Let's make it lighter. These controls are nice to work with, but to be more precise, you can control these from here. Let's say I want to say 4. Roundness of the border, I want to keep 4. That's fine. I will write here sign in. Alright, this will be caps and color will be white, and this font will be a bit thicker, maybe bold. That's cool. And I want to align everything. Alright, so this will be the first look, but what I want is when somebody clicks sign in, it will show a form. Okay, so user can log in. So how the form will be, let's see. Okay, let's put some guidelines here. 20 pixels here and 20 pixels this side. So when somebody hits sign in, I want a form to come here. There will be no borders. I don't want any border in the button, so remove the border. And this, I want some colorful form. I think that's too much, so can we make it black? Or maybe some gray. That's too dull. So I think this much black is fine. And we're gonna be making an input here. Can this be full width? Alright. So this will be our email, and on black, but I'm going to reduce the font, and this could be regular. So this is our input, and okay, I want some icon here. So for icons in Adobe XD, we have plugins, because we don't want to create icons when we are creating apps. We just want ready-made icons to quickly use in our app. Alright, so hit the plugin, and I have few more plugins here, like I use UI faces, icon for design, and I'm trying few more apps. So hit icon for design. This is a very good app to find the icons within the Adobe XD. So I'll search email, and it gives me email. Hmm, okay, 20. I can fine tune the icon width from here. Hit 20, and what color I want. Can it be yellow? No way. Be orange. Yes, it can. So 10 pixel gapping here. Alright, so I have got one input, and let's make it a component for better editability further down the line. Okay, and I will call it input box. Okay, and I want one more input, and it will be our password. By the way, this will be eCaps, and this icon will be, I'm going to search a lock. Alright, so I'm going to edit this, bring my lock here, size a bit, and make it 20 pixels, and I go to layer and delete that email, and I'm still working in components. Oh, this lock is pretty thick. No problem. So that's too much, it's too big. So I want this to be a circular, and it's smaller. Alright, and I want to write forget password here. And it can be light, regular, it's too light, it's fine. I can make it color and underline. Put it somewhere here. It could be a bit smaller. Line is looking weird. Alright, so I want to make this button also a component so I can edit it later on. Alright, so when user will hit the sign in, he will see this. And I want to write sign in here. Make it a bit bigger so user can clearly see it. And I want one link here like sign up, but it will be a bit smaller. It can be gray. Okay, we want this nice background blur, not that dark. This much is fine, I think. Alright, this looks cool. So now this form is set up, and can we make it a bit grayish? No way. Okay, so now we have made our sign in form, and now we'll make sign up. But before making that, we want to convert it to component, and within that component we'll have sign in, password, and all these components, so it will be easier to work, including this background. I'm going to make it a component, and I will name it uh, sign in. Make it sign in. Okay. Oh, that's layer. So in this component also I can name it sign in. Okay, so right now it is in the default state as seen in here. Okay, so but we want to make one more state. It will not be hover, it will be new state. Okay, and we will call it sign in. Why? I'll tell you. So in the sign in state it will be a form, but in the default state it will not be a form. Form will be, everything will be hidden, including the background somewhere here. Okay, so when our user comes on this screen, he sees this. So when he will click it, the form will fly in. So we'll do some animation, basic animation using Adobe XD auto animate. Alright, so this is the default state of our sign in button, so where only the button is visible. Okay, so but when somebody will click on it, the form is gonna fly in. So to fly in, now we go to sign in state, double click it, and we bring our form up, and this button also goes up, maybe this much. Okay, and we will create one more state, that will be sign up. So in this state and in sign in, let's go to sign up and edit it. So when somebody comes to sign up, this will be bigger, like 28. It will be orange color, and this will go gray, and a bit smaller. Duplicate, and I'll say confirm password. Forgot password will not be here. So we have this confirm password. Can we name it confirm input box? And copy this, and I'm going into sign in, and here also I'm going to paste the confirm password, but I'm going to hide it behind and the password box. Okay, so in sign in I want to put a tiny it's not needed. Okay, so now we have created our states. So the default state sign in button is there, and when somebody clicks the button it shows the form, and when somebody clicks the sign up it shows the registration form. Alright, so how to wire it up? So we can wire everything using the prototype mode. So let's go to prototype, and right now we are in default state, and let's jump into this form that we have created and click on this. It's a button, but let me tell you, I have made it a simple object, not a component, because there's some issue with the component. If I link it via component, it will give me option to link the artboards, not the component states. Alright, so just click on this thing and go to tab and choose auto animate here, and then we can choose the states. I'm going to choose sign in. Alright, so let's see the preview. So when somebody clicks sign in, my sign in state comes up. Alright, now I want to link this thing, so close it, and here I click on this component and I go to sign in mode. Alright, in the sign up I will choose, it automatically shows the auto animate the next time you do it, so I'll choose sign up. Alright, you can choose various ease in out, and maybe you can change the time if you want, but it's not required here. So let's see how it comes. On click of sign up, the sign up form comes. Oh, so this is not linked, we're gonna be linking it. So I go to sign up and dive into it again and choose sign in. Okay, this is also not component right now, so let's see how everything works. So we are in sign up mode, and if somebody clicks sign in it switches back to sign in. So this confirm password coming behind the password, so I've already hidden it. behind it, so it works in auto animate flawlessly. Okay, so what if I want to just get rid of this form? If I click somewhere here, so I should be able to go back to default state. So what I can do is I'll go to design mode and I'm going to create a fake button here. Maybe H2S. And I'll reduce the opacity to 0 and oh, it's not going to work. Okay, so now let's make the next part, which is when somebody clicks the sign in or sign up, so he goes to the home screen, or better say landing screen, after this onboarding screen. So I can call it onboarding 1, and we can have 2-3 multiple screens of onboarding also. Or let's create a new artboard, 11 Pro. So this will be the screen after somebody clicks sign in and when somebody enters into our app. So what I wanted to show is here, and I want to copy these guides. Copy guides and I'm going to paste guides. Alright. This I wanted to 10 pixel curve, no border, and this color I wanted a little bit of gray. And we want to write here create new trip. a little bit smaller size and reduce the opacity a bit. So let me tell you, this handle, the small dot, is great for resizing your font without going into the details. Quickly you can work on it. Cool. And I want to create a plus button here. So instead of typing plus, I want to create using, let's increase size. Color will be white and the rounded corners. Alright, I'm going to align it. Command D on Mac to duplicate, and I'm going to rotate it. Sorry, it should be 90. So this is our plus button. I'm going to group it. Alright, so we want our user to see this thing, the first thing, and then we want him to see few great locations that are available to him. So we can create a rectangle here. Okay, this size is 335. So no border, and the roundness I want is 10. Okay, so you see, it's very easy to move object with the guided guides. It shows the spacing here. Now I'm going to use repeat grid, the coolest feature in the Adobe XD. Okay, so we have created placeholder. Now we want some good images. So I have some good images here. Okay, so okay, so this is the beauty of repeat grid. So I can adjust the spacing here. Right. And now I can ungroup this repeat grid if I want. So every object is open. Alright, so now I don't need repeat grid. So basically I will write names here of all the places. This is dot July, font white. Increase the font a bit. Font will be bold. Not too big, not too small. Or it can be regular also. I think bold is okay. So one way is to use repeat grid for this kind of boxes, repeat boxes, where you have common style of content. And the other way is, the easier way is to use the components, because it helps in longer run. When you have a lot of objects to manage, it can help you to faster up your work. So for now, if I remove these, and make it a component using either from here, or you can go to your component and click plus, or you can hit command K on Mac, or in Windows maybe control K, something like that. So I'll make it a component. So it shows a green dot here, green diamond, which means this is the master component. So don't delete it, otherwise you lose the master. So now we will just make the duplicate copies of it. Command D. Alright, so now the duplicate copy, or better say instance, it has a hollowed out diamond. So you know this is a copy of original. Okay, so we can easily overwrite the content without affecting the original. So let's say I say Ladakh, and the position I say left align. Okay, and now I can start putting my images into this component. Alright, cool. So same way I'm going to duplicate even more boxes. Jim Corbett National Park. I shot this beautiful photo of morning jungle safari when I was in Jim Corbett. Yeah, this looks cool. And I have one more photo. Which one is better? Yeah, I think this is much more better. Alright, so I'll copy one more. This can be Kerala. And one more copy. Oh, sorry. Command T. Alright, we have Manali also. Where's Manali? Okay, I want few more photos of Ladakh. One more copy, and I will call it Bombay. Just going to drop this beautiful bike here. Although this is not. Alright, so we have a couple of good images here. So I was talking about using components. So let's say I want to make changes in the text somewhere on all the objects. So this is our master. So I will straight away go to master and make changes. Oh, it's not affecting. So maybe let's try again. If I make copy of it here and do some changes. changes is working, but what if I move the position of my text? Yeah, it's working now. So I want to make this dark and put this beautiful photo here. And make one more copy from the original, and I'll call it Afterlight. I'm going to drop this beautiful photo here. Again, I'll copy from the original, and this will be our Kerala. And put the Kerala photo. Oh, because it's too out of. Yeah, now it works. Now I can move it back. Cool. Now one more copy. One more copy. One more. Alright, so this one I want to call Manali. This one I'll call Leh. This one Bombay. And I'm going to drop few photos one by one. This Manali. Okay, I can add one more photo. I have one more beautiful photo here. This is Jim Corbett Jungle Safari. And this will be like this. Okay, and I want to delete these. Okay, it's a bit longer, but it will pay off in the end. So we have couple of good images here. Now let's say if I want to make common changes into all, so I can go to master, and you see it's working. You can change the location or anything. Oh, this one however is not working. I don't know why. I'll just check again. Just copy, put it here. Delete it. Now let's see. Oh, it's again disconnected. I don't know why. Maybe because the text is too long and I manually shifted the text. Okay, so this got disconnected. Alright, so you see this is how we can work with the components. Although this one got disconnected because I manually added the font position. So no issues, we can fix this. Try again. Change the photo and I write Jim Corbett. This should be left align. Alright, now let's see. Oh, it's still disconnected. Shade. Let's try one more time. So right now this is connected, and if I drop this image here and I just write Jim Corbett, make it left align. So now okay, so I can change the text the moment I make settings change here, it gets disconnected. So you see right now all the components are connected. So if I move it somewhere here, everything, all the text moves except this one because it's disconnected again. So I'll delete it for now. Okay, anyways, let's move. So now we have all the images here. So what I want is to make it a scrollable content. So all you have to do is at the right side just click vertical scroll, so it makes it a scrollable. You can change the scrollable area by holding down these blue nodes, but this is fine for now. Okay, let's see in the preview. Okay, that's cool. So I think I should change the alignment to left, so you see everything got adjusted. Alright, now if I write more content here, it should be okay. And somewhere here I want to show how many friends this guy has. Make it a group. So let's say I want to show how many friends the user has in the app. So basically create a circle here and no border, fill some gray, text will be black. And here I can use repeat grid to quickly make multiple copies of circle, and then later on you can stack them. And I want to add some separation, so it will be white border like this. And now I want to show some faces, people's of my friend. So I'll be using a plugin called UI Faces. So you get a lot of options here. The moment I click it, and it gives me options to choose the images from multiple sources. But I think I like this one, generated photos, and I'll say apply randomly. It's going to take few seconds. Alright, cool. And the last one, I want to ungroup the grid and take out this photo. Alright, okay, here I want to show how many friends are active, something like that. This is too big, I think, so I can smaller the size. Alright, and I want to give it a heading to this content. Maybe places you places you may be interested. Make it black and size will be like this. What if we move it somewhere here? This is confusing. I think we should have it to the left. Maybe recommended places. This can be gray. or you can spend a lot of time fine-tuning these details, but I don't want to spend a lot of time, so just group it. And so here we have basic things like how many friends I have, and I can create a new trip and recommended places. So now let's see how it looks in the preview. I think this can be a bit smaller and close to this, so we have more space for our scrollable content. Okay, so our home page is kind of set. So next page I want to create, if somebody clicks on the location, so it can show some detail of the location. So I can just duplicate the artboard by clicking Command D, and I'll ungroup everything and delete all. Yeah, I can ungroup the component. Okay, I want to keep this top place empty for the header and the notch and all the top things, that battery info and all that. So don't put anything here. So we can put some readable information here. I can search Jim Corbett National Park. and we can just grab the text tool, and this time we will just drag the text and leave. Okay, font color will be black. And we have some information here. I'll just copy a little bit info. Oh, this is too big, and think 16 is fine. I think 70% is fine. Okay, we can add a lot of information to this page, like places to visit, explore, and blah blah blah. So right now I want to keep it simple. Okay, so if I want to add kind of let's say I want to add places to see. Okay, and we're gonna be using repeat grid to quickly create more boxes. Okay, and reduce the capping a little bit. And what I wanted to show here is this is 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Alright, so and I'll say ungroup the grid because I want individual control of these images. And I can just copy this and make it a kit 16. Use the Alright, all these photos were taken by me of the Jim Corbett, so they are original photos, not copied from anywhere. And I want to make it a scrollable content, so I'll make these group. More group, and stack will be right side, but I want this one in the front and this one second, and yeah, this one could be first, I think. This one could be second. This one would be third. Okay, cool. And this font can be a little bit smaller, like 18 pixels. And now let's take a preview. So this is our detail page. So when somebody clicks on a location, it will show the place information and the places around. And this is we wanted to make it scrollable, so we'll say horizontal scroll. There's a shortcut for this. Alright, and now let's see the preview. So this is scrollable. Alright, so okay, I want to make a button here similar to this one. So maybe I should make it a component and make a copy of it and just put it here. Maybe I want to make it a bit smaller. I want to write my trip. Okay, we don't want that plus. We want to make button, cute little button, be 36 height, zero border, bring to front. I think it will look better in black. Yeah, this gives more contrast and clear visibility. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm going to make it a group. And make the button a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's okay. I think this is not a good idea to put the button on an image. Yeah, it should be somewhere here. Maybe at the right side. Yeah, that's better. And I want to make it a bit smaller in size. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, so now we'll connect this. Wallet location details. In this one, call home. Somebody clicks this. And sign in. When somebody clicks sign in button, what happens? It goes to home. And same thing from sign up also. If somebody clicks sign up, after putting his details, it goes to home page. Oh, sorry, location detail. Alright, so this is connected now, and now let's see how everything looks that we have created so far. Okay, so this is our onboarding. Sign in or sign up, whatever user clicks, and when he clicks the sign in, it goes to home page where you have all the details. And when the user clicks on any location, he goes to the detail page. Alright, so this looks cool. Now let's see what else we have to create. So I want all of them to be connected to location details. Oh, cool. I'm not going to create individual page for all of them. That will be done later. So the next thing I want to create is, so let's say in the app, I've created a trip and I want to invite few of my friends on this trip with me, so I can send him an invite. So from which page I should be able to send the invite? Okay, we need to create a trip page where we see all the details of our trip. So I'll create a new artboard. Click A on your keyboard, and this one, I'll name it my trip. My trip page. So what will happen when somebody click on create a new trip? So I want a form to come up. Be this orange color. Do I have some more colors? No. Can this be? Okay, I want this artboard to be a bit smaller, exactly like the content is on this page, and I will call it create trip form. Cool. And I want this to move here, or maybe better here. Okay, so it is hidden somewhere out of the way, and I want this when somebody clicks on this create new trip, I want the form to appear on this page. Okay, so I'll go to prototype and click this, and I'll say overlay and choose create trip form. I want this to slide down, ease in out, not ease in out. I want it to snap. Let's see how it comes. Cool. It comes exactly like I have thought, but this heading might clash on the top part. So what we can do is we can move this form a little bit down below that button. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. So we can move this position of the form to here. So what will happen when we preview? Alright, this is cool. So when somebody clicks that button, this form will just snap in, and you can enter the trip detail, trip name, start date, duration of trip, and we can fine tune this form a little bit more if we want. So we can add few icons here in the form. So for icons, we have a plugin called Icon for Design, which is very handy when you want to quickly find icons without leaving your app or searching the web. I have this plugin, and I will just search the icon name, trip. Like, yeah, this one is better. And one more icon I want, that will be, I want to move this text a little bit to right so I can fit my icon here. On the calendar. Cool. And duration of trip, Is there icon for duration? I don't think so. So oh, this one should go inside this one. Cool. So we have some icons here. So now let's see what happens. Sorry. So when somebody clicks this, the form snaps in. This looks cool. Alright. So till now it looks good. Our app, everything is within the 3 artboards, not too many artboards. So the sign in, sign up and default state, it is within the first artboard. And we have create new trip form here. So when somebody clicks, the form snaps in. And we have gym corp details of the trip. And I want user to be able to click on add a trip, so this location goes into that trip, so that which we have created. So let's create one more artboard, the trip page. Okay, so I will call it my trip. So what should we call it, my trip or the actual content? I think let's make this a bit smaller. I don't know, I want to copy the guidelines. Let's copy guides. Paste guides. Cool. Okay, one amazing bike trip. Okay, so I want to name my bike trip. This will be our trip name. This can be light. And we can show some kind of map here. Not map, the items that will be in our road trip. So oh yes, we have to show some information about the trip. Like basic details of the trip. This can be even smaller. Let's say I'll call it September. So the labels will be 50%. Duration could be 2 to 6 weeks, maybe 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, now I want to show a kind of tree or say map or kind of progress that shows how the trip is linked. So I can use repeat grid here quickly and just say ungroup this. Jim Corbett, then Holly, Lilodok, and then back to Delhi. I'm not showing any kind of itinerary or something like that. That happens in the travel companies, but this is a kind of solo trip just to give an idea to my friends who will be interested to go on a trip with me, so they know what is the plan of the trip, when the trip is starting, for how long it will be, and I can add how many gears I'm carrying, and what kind of gears are suggested you want to carry with you, and what kind of medicines, what kind of extra care you want to take along, something like that. But let's just ungroup this. This font is too small for right now, but anyways, I just want to show how the trip is starts. What is this? Oh, that's border. Okay, so you got the idea. Like, less color is better, I think. And let's make these Yeah, I think black is okay. And this could be a bit smaller. Alright, so this is how I want the trip map to look.